Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kaizen Hub. In today's video, you'll learn how to copy a Docker image from one server to another without using Docker Hub or any other centralized repository and without an internet connection. Let's get started. Here, you can see this is my local Ubuntu machine. First, let's check whether any Docker images or containers are available. I'll run the Docker images command. As you can see, there are no Docker images available. Now let's check all the containers by executing the docker psa command. You can see that there are no containers. Now I'm going to build a Docker image. The command is docker build. I'll provide the image name as cal.app and the tag is 1. Since I'm running the command from the current directory, I'll use a dot as the build context. Press enter. As you can see, Docker has started building the image. Once the build is complete, I'll run the docker images command again. Now you can see that the cal-app v1 image has been created successfully. Next, let's run a container from this image to verify that it works correctly. I'll use the docker run command with port mapping. I'm mapping port 8080 of my local machine to port 8080 inside the container. Press enter. Now the container is running successfully. Let's verify the application. I'll open my browser and access the application using localhost and port 8080. As you can see, the calculator application is working perfectly. Now let's transfer this Docker image to another server. This is my second Ubuntu server running on AWS. Our goal is to copy the Docker image from the local server to this AWS server without using Docker Hub or any other centralized repository. We'll do this using just 3 simple commands. Step 1. Save the Docker image. First, we need to convert the Docker image into a tar file. We'll use the docker save command. I'll create a file named cal.tar and specify the image name along with its tag. Press enter. The tar file has now been created successfully. I'll run the ls command. You can see the cal.tar file. If I execute lsl, you can also see that it was created just now. Step 2. Copy the tar file. Now we need to copy this tar file to the second server. Remember, we cannot directly copy a Docker image. We first convert it into a tar file and then transfer that file. To copy the file, we'll use the SCP command. I'll specify the file name, the username of the destination server, its public IP address, and the destination path. Press enter. Since this is the first connection, it asks whether I trust the server. I'll type yes. Now it asks for the password. I'll enter the password. The file transfer has started. After a few moments, you can see that the file has been copied successfully. Now let's switch to the second server. If I run the ls command, you can see the cal.tar file is available. Let's also check the Docker images. As you can see, there are currently no Docker images on this server. Step 3. Load the Docker image. Now let's import the tar file as a Docker image. For that, we'll use the docker load-i command. I'll specify the tar file name and press enter. As you can see, Docker has successfully loaded the image. Now, if I execute Docker images, the image is available on this server. Finally, let's run a container from this image. I'll execute a docker run command with port mapping. Press enter. As you can see, the container has started successfully. Now I'll copy the public IP address of this Docker server. In the browser, I'll enter the public IP address followed by port 8080 and the application path. Press enter. The calculator application is running successfully on the second server. This confirms that we have successfully transferred the Docker image from one server to another without using Docker Hub or any internet-based image repository. That's it! We've successfully copied a Docker image from one server to another without Docker Hub. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss future DevOps tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.